Step 5 here is, wait a minute. These are things to adopt healthy stress management habits. So not all stress can be completely eliminated from your life. However, we can learn how to relax in spite of it, okay? The list on the left is how people often deal with stress, right? Let's look at the list. Like many people, they deal with stress sitting on the couch. Let me just paint a picture of some people I know throughout life. Sitting on the couch, normally with like they own a low rider. Do you know that? They're just kind of like, it's one of these, like their neck's got to go back, head tilted back. And then normally they have like a beer or a shot or something because it's not enough. Their neck's going to snap off because they just are in so much stress. They got to try to numb that shit as fast as they can, right? So when their neck snaps, they don't feel it. But the reverse side is, wait a minute, take that stress and flip it right into some form of exercise. Now, I don't care what, like I love this thing. I go in cycles with it. Do you guys know the X3? Do any of you know X3? Type in X3. Do you know what that is? Sean, do you know what the X3 is? I have one of them right. Here's the X3, right? I'm such a believer in this, this thing here, right? It's just like this badass bar, which could be a super cool weapon, could be a great weapon. And like you could do, Gene, you could do like a ton of exercise with this thing right here. So if you're stressed, you could literally just like, and there's thick bands, you can literally push your soul out in anger and stress there. So you could flip it and go, okay, hang on a minute. I could either go there, right? Or I could exercise right now. Yeah, but my wife does have that too. But we're talking about the exercise. Type in X3 exercise bar later or private message me. I'll give you the link. Now, the other thing is a lot of people deal with stress. Oh my goodness. This is the fun one. Tell me if you know anybody that you think they've been trained how to be a professional complainer. Yeah, the X3 exercise bar. Like, yeah, I'll get that to you if you don't know what it is. It's super good. And I try to make sure before I sit down at the desk, I have to earn my ass to sit down, right? But like professional complainers, oh my goodness, like they just suck the soul out of you, right? But instead of complaining, it's best if they talk to someone, but not, most people want to vomit their complaints on you, which is normally why I don't have a ton of friends that I just sit there and I'm like, give me all your complaints. I'm normally like, all right, are we going to solve something? Otherwise, you got to find a new friend, because if you're just looking to like spit out your shit life that's happening, and you just want them to go, I agree, your life sucks. Like, I gotta find a different friend for you. But if you want to come to me and be like, my life sucks, now how do we fix it quickly? Then I'm like, okay, you talk to someone who's going to help you move forward efficiently, right? What about like, losing sleep, right? That could be one. You're just like up at night and who is this monkey mind thing? Anybody? I don't know if men have it. It seems like women have monkey mind more. This is not that you're a monkey. It's like your mind can't slow down before bed. Any ladies here have that? Type in monkey mind. Okay. Yeah. Your brain doesn't shut off, but like, if that happens, right, then, and my wife has a resource for you guys that she's using that seems to work. I call it Lily of the Poppy, but that's just my silly name from like Game of Thrones or something. But she'll give you the resource to it. I don't know if you could jump it in there, Jen, or have them private message you. But like, if that's happening, then you need to optimize to get your sleep, right? Because if you're not getting what you need in sleep, you're living in a state of fatigued stress. Now, have any of you lived with fatigued stress? Type in fatigue in the chat bar. This is when stress has a whole nother level, because the stress now starts to destroy everything. Now, let me summarize what I hope to be a pretty big awakening, and also maybe a little bit of an alert for some of you, okay? the way the human brain and body works is when you're telling it things are so bad, the human body wants to destroy itself, okay, so it could save you from the suffering of your thoughts. Let me say that again, okay? Your human body, when it's dealing with stress, pressure, and your mind saying, no good, I can't deal with it, and this is horrible, and the job sucks, your mind says, hang on, let me destroy you so I can remove the suffering from you. So it tries to destroy parts of your body, destroys your voice. That's why I did a survey the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it on Facebook. I asked, and maybe you guys tell me here, who has ringing in their ear? Ringing. And if you have ringing in your ear, can you type in ringing in the chat bar? And I believe, and if you guys are interested, I can't do it until I come back from Florida, but if you guys want, I did an energy exercise at an event, and literally the guy that had ringing in his ears for a decade, 10 years straight, it went away. And I'm convinced that this ringing in the ear, unless it was, some kind of, loud noise that shattered a piece of it, most of the times the doctors can't solve the ringing in the ear. And I believe it is built off of stress, and it's trying to protect you. Let me share. If you were told as a kid, you're useless, you're weak, you're nothing, you'll never count, wouldn't it make sense that the human body is so strong? It says, wait, I don't want you to deal with that stress. Let me cause noise so you don't hear it. Type in possibility if you think this is a possibility. I mean, the human body is a powerful thing. Let's get back to some of the other habits. But if enough of you are interested, I can't guarantee results, but I'd love to see if we could do a process and remove that, because I believe that it is built off of this stress that people are having. Now you have other things, alcohol, right? It's another one, like go for hydration. Someone said to me the other day, I used to never drink, I started drinking. I said, you didn't start drinking. You're trying to sedate a problem or a situation you're having. That's what most people are trying to do. But if we could flip it to hydrate yourself, right? And then maybe there's snacks or candy and you flip it to something nutrition. So we have the stressors, right? And then we want to flip it into what we think is a healthier exercise, or instead of healthier, a more beneficial exercise for you, a beneficial habit for you. Now, how long does it take to create a new habit? Let's see what kind of like programming you guys have from hearing, people's stuff. Is it 21 days, 30 days? Okay. Or ready? As in a moment in time. Right now. I will tell you, yeah, Shane said it could take a millisecond or a lifetime. But you've been conditioned. Hey, Christina, you've been conditioned to think because it takes 2 weeks, it takes 3 weeks. No. It takes a moment in time where you make a decision that new thing, watch, let me make my point. Okay. You drink one more coffee or smoke one more cigarette, the minute it hits your mouth, you're dead. How long does it take you to change the habit? You're done. You just changed it. Just like that, you changed it. Why? Because there was a different level of leverage in that moment in time. You said, shit, if you knew you're going to die, you wouldn't do that. You just wouldn't do it. All right, let me pause there 1 second before we go to the next page, okay? I want you to type in the chat bar, what is something something that's really you're taking away from this right now? Is it the process? Is it the thinking about the things I'm saying? Is it a phrase I said? Let me take a drink. You give me a little feedback. Woke up and said, no more smoking and haven't touched one again. Yeah. And Corey, you didn't quit. You're just not a smoker no more, right? You're not a smoker. Definitely the process, the thinking. What else? What are some of your big takeaways? And then we'll work on, I got a little more, so don't run away from me. You're doing so good here. The process, everything. Thank you, Sangeeta. Okay, all of it, process, but the thinking behind the process, right? Because if I give you the process, I'm like, hey, Mark, here's a process to remove stress. You don't know if I ever dealt with stress. You don't know how I use the process. You don't know how to frame it. Nobody does anything with the sheet because there's no framing behind how to use the sheet or what it's about or how you can save it. Now, how many of you, let's do another little survey here. I got to build some polls. Aaron, next time we're going to build some cool polls in this thing. How many of you wish you had this process 3 decades ago? Type in decades in the chat bar, right? If you had this level of mindfulness, that's why, Greg, when people say to me, I'm like, hey, if you could go back, I did a post a couple of weeks ago. If you could go back in time, right, Brian, and change anything, would you change anything? People give you the same bullshit program. The answer like, I wouldn't change anything. It created me into today. I said, okay, well, that's good. I would have changed all kinds of stuff and created myself into a bigger thing today. No. If I could go back and have this, okay, and have removed stress and the thinking about it, I would have been further. I'd have been different. Now, does that mean that there wasn't value in less? Yeah, there was values in it. Could I had greater something if I reframe, rechange, didn't live with that? Of course. I mean, even if you're a parent, type in parent in the chat bar. Like if you're a parent, right? Lou Police is a grandparent now, right? He's aging very well, Lou. You're aging well as a grandparent now, right? And you're a parent. Well, you can't wait to become a grandparent because you're like, shit, I got another chance to hopefully do it a little different, right? A little better. Because that's what we try to do as parents. We want to be a little better than our parents. We want to do things a little different to let our children think a little different. And you hope that they'll do the same thing. All right, let's go to number 6 here.